What's going on, guys? It's Shad back here over on some more Warzone. I don't know what's up with my frames right now. I'm getting shit on. I started missing. So real quick, I want to thank everybody for nearly 50,000 likes on that Fall Guys video yesterday. Tomorrow, we actually have a UFC event. Some people are disrespecting and saying shit like, oh, this shouldn't be a pay-per-view, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm never going to go and tell people that you should go and buy pay-per-views.
Lose, and you're finished. Fight your way out of this, or capture the objective.
Wait, he capped it. He didn't even bother fighting. He just immediately went and capped it. Wait, did he leave the game? Why am I watching somebody else? What happened? Why didn't he just fight? He just ran. Personal vendetta against that guy that killed me in the building. But didn't expect with how shitty his first shots were for him to actually come in there with dead silence. Or at least no audio. I don't know what the fuck that was. Then randomly the guy in the gulag just, I guess he got the flag and won, I think. And now all of a sudden I'm watching this guy. Because I lost. If the guy left the lobby, would have won. So he clearly went and caught the flag, right? Why am I not spectating that guy so I can watch him just die? I want to see him die. This guy I got no problem with. Codename Atlas. I forget about who they are that quickly to the point where I'm still mad at them and I don't even remember what their name is. The thing is, so long as, you know, I see whoever it is that won and it's not a name that I recognize, at least I know that they did die. They didn't win shit. So UFC 277, Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes, the GOAT. A rematch here because the first time that it happened, it was just literally one of, if not the biggest upset we have ever seen since like Ronda Rousey. To be fair though, I felt like Ronda Rousey could have lost well before that. So going for a rematch this time around to see if it really was a fluke or not. My thing is like, it feels like it should have been a fluke, right? Because for me, the way that I'm looking at these fights, I have no problem accepting whatever the result would, you know, be. The thing is that even though Juliana Pena won, it's not so much that she looked so good and that's the reason why she won. It's because Amanda looked so bad. And I know that sounds super unfair to Juliana, but like if you go and watch the fight back, like Amanda was losing and getting hit by shit that literally makes no sense for anyone to ever get hit by, let alone the women's MMA GOAT. That just, it doesn't happen. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. And Juliana is not known to be a massive finisher. Oh my god. I mean, you definitely don't cheat. But maybe you should have this time around, because to be honest with you, if this guy got ran over down here doing this playstyle by a cheater, I mean, literally, you really want these people to succeed? That guy had the better incentive to go and actually push somebody for his bounty. The way that this game works, you always got somebody that's just willing to sit in a position where somebody has to put themselves in a terrible position in order to even fight them. Otherwise, they're not even gonna bother coming out. So the rest of the card, we got Magomed Ankalaev against Anthony Smith. I think Ankalaev's got this. I mean, Anthony Smith this is a good top 5 fight at light heavyweight. I just feel like Ankalaev is more next up than Anthony Smith is. Lionheart, I mean, I like watching his fights. He always has good fights, great sportsmanship, all that shit. But there's nothing about him that makes me think, oh shit, Ankalaev's gonna have a really hard time with that. I'm going Ankalaev against Anthony Smith. Pantoja versus Alex Perez. I'm just gonna go Pantoja. It should be a good fight, but I think Pantoja's got that shit. Derek Lewis in Texas. Now, everybody knows Derek Lewis in Houston. I mean, the crowd goes crazy, but I'm pretty sure he's lost his fights that he's had in Houston before. So I know his first one he definitely did. Is this his second or his third one in Houston? I swear he won one in Houston. Again, it's gonna be another really, really confusing thing. Derek Lewis fights are so difficult to predict and pick because he wins against people he's supposed to lose against, and then he loses to people he's supposed to win against, and then, you know, you got this mixed bag of like, person gonna be successful at wrestling him? How is it gonna go? Is the guy more technical in the stand-up? And you would think if somebody is more technical in the stand-up, then you go and look at his wins and realize that he has KO'd multiple people that are better, more technical strikers than him. So to sit there and look at him and be like, oh, I think Pavlovich has better striking, so therefore Derek just won't knock him out. That's just not really how his fights go. Logically, I think Pavlovich is a better fighter than Derek Lewis. But can he be good enough to not get caught by Derek Lewis for at least 3 rounds? Yeah, I don't really know. That's why it's so difficult to even predict, but I'll just pick Pavlovich here. I think Derek Lewis, with the curse, with him being in, you know, Houston and shit like that, maybe it'll affect him a little bit more mentally. I don't know. And we saw how Cyril Gane picked him apart. He was definitely the most technical striker he fought against, and Pavlovich is intelligent enough to stay out of the way and just pick him apart. He should just kind of keel over. So I'm going Pavlovich. Brandon Moreno versus Kai Kara-France. I like Kai. I think all of his fights are really, really fun. I think he's really, really dangerous, but I don't think he's fought anybody that's at the level of Brandon Moreno. No disrespect, but we're not talking about beating up Cody Garbrandt, for example, who recently tried to move down and didn't understand what it was like to fight an even smaller guy that is that technical. Yeah, get shit on. Didn't have a single problem with you, Atlas, until you started flexing that you were literally camping inside of a fucking hole like the rat you are. I think Brandon is going to be a little bit too technical, a little bit too fast, a little bit too offensively and defensively sound. I think Kai obviously has the ability to be able to knock him out and finish him. Brandon fought Figueiredo 3 times. We're talking about a guy that has already made a career and a title reign at that weight class through power. Kai can absolutely win, though. It's not like I'm going to be mad about it. Shit. Kai is a fun fighter to watch, period. But I think Brandon is going to be a different level that Kai is not expecting. I think he feels real good coming off of that win of, you know, Cody. Kai has had awesome fucking fights recently. Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes, the main event. There's something in the pit of my stomach here. I sit there and assume that Amanda Nunes maybe just let things get to her head or something, and she just got beat the fuck up by Juliana Pena. She was like outstruck and out grappled by her, and she was just beaten. It was almost as if Amanda had some sort of problem. Not necessarily just in the way that she even paced herself, but also we have never physically seen her be that bad before. Like, there have been fights where she has gone full balls to the wall in round 1, throwing bombs to put people away, and then they're going for like 5 rounds. The Shevchenko fights, for example, and she does not look nearly as tired. And it's not like Juliana put some sort of insane amount of pressure on her. So that makes me think that it could be a thing of a game plan issue where Amanda really truly believed in herself and she got the adrenaline really pumping when she started throwing and her looping punches, trying to kill Juliana, and she realized Juliana's not going away. But then everything just crumbles from there because now her basis of all of her fighting is completely screwed because she's tired. I don't think Juliana technically is better than Amanda Nunes, but at the same time, it's not like Amanda Nunes is the most technical striker or grappler out there. She's good in both areas, but she's not, you don't see these master classes. You see more or less steamrollings and destruction. Juliana got submitted by Jermaine Durandamy. It's not like Juliana is this next like world destroyer, a conqueror. So this is all literally a question mark on what kind of Amanda Nunes shows up. Is Amanda going to be calm, cool, calculated, and just actually pick her shots and try to beat Juliana up? Because technically on the feet, I don't think Juliana can sit there and actually do a slow, methodical fight. Throw a naked leg kick in front of Amanda Nunes. I dare you. So this is just a giant question mark. In the pit of my stomach, I feel like maybe something's wrong with Amanda. Maybe she just doesn't really have that fire anymore. We'll say, you know, oh, you get more dangerous when you have kids. You have something to fight for, blah, blah, blah. I get that. You know, it kind of takes away that fighting spirit when you learn. It's a hard thing to switch from, I love my daughter, I'm gonna fight and do all this stuff for her, and you're sitting there playing with her and shit. And then the next, you have to sit there and go and try to decapitate a bunch of people. Like, you know, the switch is a little bit harder. It's a little bit more opposite. On top of that, she also had COVID. And I know people that have caught COVID, people that are completely over COVID, they're testing negative for it. They still get short of breath. Former athletes that still can't work out as good as they could have before. It affects people differently, man. Amanda's cardio could be shot due to that, which is insane. That's so fucking, obviously it's not even her fault. That's just terrible. It's like an injury, realistically. But in my heart and in my stomach, a part of me feels like Amanda might be done. I just feel like that is such a huge contrast from all the previous fights to the most recent fight. It is such an out of character performance. We didn't even think that she could perform that badly. And that had to have an effect on her mental state, right? For better or for worse, I don't know. I'm gonna pick Amanda, because I'm gonna feel stupid as fuck picking against her anyway. The majority of people are still picking Amanda here because they feel like, you know, oh, that's just a one-off, but there might be more to it. Oh, so also, I ended up compiling a list of all of the Vanguard weapons over on Warzone. As you guys know, they ended up fixing my account and shit. I got like all of my camos back, mostly. One thing I noticed, now I didn't get to test them too much, but there's a few weapons over in Vanguard. I can't actually unlock some zombie camos on it, or at least at one point I couldn't, because they're all frozen at the same exact spot. My machine pistol, my 3-line, and my Itra burst all stopped at the exact same points on every single one. The machine pistol is stopped at exactly the same amount of kills on each of the challenges. All of them across the board were stuck at that exact same point. Now, given I haven't tried to go and just get the zombies camo, so maybe it is tracking now, but at one point it was not tracking. At least that guy didn't win. Also, the Vargo S, the new AR, I ended up getting atomic on it. Here, I'll just show you guys real quick, since I don't actually have to swap over. Vargo. Go and look over at the zombies here. I have every single one in zombies as well. In one day, I got both of the mastery camos for this thing after it came out. I made my video, and then I just grinded out these 2 things, and then I played more multiverses. This just takes like a few hours, but for whatever reason, this challenge here just is not tracking. The kills with 7 attachments one, so obviously it's bugged. And the way that I also believe that the other camos are bugged, like on my 3-line and my Itra burst and stuff, machine pistol as well. I think they were bugged at one point. They're probably not bugged now. So yeah, Sledgehammer. I don't know if you guys have fixed this yet, but the Vargo Zombies tracking camo right here, just, it doesn't work. So, also, I mean, the Vargo just really isn't that great. It's just kind of middle of the pack. It felt good in MP. It felt great in MP. But yeah, those are my picks. I'm gonna pick Amanda Nunes there, because I have to, on paper, I have to. There's just no way. I gotta confirm that that was just not a fluke. If she loses again, it's over, for sure.